Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. In nomine Dinastri Satane Rusapari Excelsi, in nomine Spiritus Domini Mundi Est, Azriel, Abaddon, Satane, Luciferi, Samael, Marduk, Balak, Balaam, Asmodee, in Domus de Ordem et Osium, in nomine Ordo Novus Seclorum, in nomine Satanae. Welcome to my channel, ladies and gentlemen. And today, I'd like to, well, first of all, hold that thought. There we go. I just turned off the AC. Today, I'd like to discuss a couple of things that have been brought up to my attention. Okay? The first thing is the Witch's Oath, the Witch's Pyramid, and the Witch's Creed. The Witch's Creed, the Witch's Oath, and the Witch's Pyramid is the exact same thing. They are one and the same. Okay? This is a ritualized lifestyle. It is a creed, okay, that you as the individual lives by, okay? It is 5 things, the 5 elements mixed in with the 5 words of power, okay? Now, what is the 5 words of power, okay? I've done a video on this in the past, but more and more people keep coming to me and wondering, what is it? So here it is. To know, you have to know your craft to understand what you're doing and who you're doing it with or for. Okay? Basically, know yourself before you know somebody else. Okay? Even Sun Tzu spoke on this. Okay? The journey begins with you, not your opponent, not your enemy, not your adversary, not, a friend or business or whatever. It comes down to you to understand who you are and what you're about. Okay? What do you want to practice? How do you practice it? How do you represent your, yourself? Okay? To know is to know thyself. Following this, you have to dare. Okay? To dare means to actually go out and do what you got to do to know thyself and to know thy craft. How do you practice it? How do you get involved with it? What are you willing to do? Are you willing to take that chance and go from being in the in crowd and stepping outside and going against the swarm of fish? Okay? Think of the school of fish. What happens when one dares to go against the herd? Okay, they become the bad guy. They become the disruptive nature, and they became known as the devil worshiper. They become known as the antichrist, those who stand against the populace. These are the types that dare to do things. Okay, and they dare to step into the arts and practices and to do things for themselves, not the coven or some outrageous religious foundation that only wants your money. Okay? The third is to will yourself forward. This implies that you must will yourself to literally go against the herd, to know who you are and what you want to be. Do you want to evolve? Do you want to grow as an individual, as a practitioner, as a spiritualist, as an artist of the left-hand path or even the right-hand path practices? It doesn't matter what religious foundation you're in or what you are attracted to. It comes down to you and you alone, okay? To will yourself to be able to go forth and to do this, okay? Been out. I know I'm drinking quite a bit. I've been out with my family and friends and all that stuff, and having a family day out with my son before dropping him off at grandma's. So I'm a little bit parched. So I do apologize if I just suddenly just take a huge swig of water out of the blue. But anyways, the very next thing is to keep silent. Okay? To keep silent means that you don't share your unique work with anyone else outside of you. Okay? Number one, this creates a sense of mystique. Okay? Mysteriousness. Number two, it protects you as a practitioner from your enemies coming and stealing how should I say this? From stealing your work, number one. But number two, it protects you personally. And this is why. And this actually gets me into the second part as well. So I'm not going to go into this one just yet. I'll come back to it before I do this. The last thing is to go forth. Okay? To go forth is to not only dare to will and to know, but to keep silent everything that you do. Okay? To go forth, practice, and to benefit yourself and your world, your entire family. Okay, think of it as your inner circle, your family, your friends, your family's family. Okay, stuff like that, your immediate families and stuff like that. That's what you really want to protect and to benefit, because it is about you not only gaining power, but it is also about you protecting your family from dangers of the supernatural and mystical, magical proportions. Okay, the unknownest. What's going on, man? What's going on, my friend? How you doing? So, anyways, going back to keeping silent, okay? And this is where I'm going to get into the second aspect of this video. A lot of people believe that it is about popularity, it is about numbers. How many followers do you have? How many subscribers do you have on your YouTube channel? How much attention can you find? Okay. Look at it this way. Do you need people to go out there for you and feed your ego? Okay. You know what I mean by feeding your ego? It means going forth and having people go out and testify to your godlike power, to how you do things. Oh, go to this person because guess what? They know their shit. They know their stuff. Okay. Number one, do you really need people to do that for you? Why can't you do it yourself? Why not you promote yourself through your deeds and through your works? If somebody wishes to go out and discuss you, let them do it. There's a reason why it's called freedom of speech. There is a reason why it's called freedom of religion. Okay? YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, this is all a public worldwide phenomenon. But people are too wrapped up in ego, in popularity. It's no longer about the arts or the practices. So to keep secret what you do not only protects you from the nut jobs and the psychic vampires out there, as Anton Szandor LaVey would put it, but it also hinders your enemies from knowing what you're doing. So they can't, or when you're doing it, I should say, because number one, keeping silent about it, about your rituals and your workings until after it's done and said, said and done, they can't do anything about it at that point because it's been said, because it's been done. They can't, it's already come to fruition. And therefore, your enemies can't do nothing to hinder you. But on the downside, the thing about egotists and popularity contests about who's the most public figure in the world, who's the better occultist, how many numbers of subscribers you get, this stuff don't matter. It don't matter. It does not matter. Because it's not about popularity. It is not about ego. It's about the knowledge of the arts and practices. And the thing about becoming a public figure is that number one, you're representing your own image, your own creed. You're selling yourself. And that's basically what it is. But you're also going to make enemies. Okay? And enemies are going to talk about you. The more public, the more popular you are, the more these enemies are going to step up because they're threatened. They're threatened about what you do and how you're doing it. So they're going to talk smack about you. So at this point, you have two options. Well, three, if you think about it. Number one, you can curse them into damnation. But what's the point? What's that going to do? Absolutely nothing. Especially if there are two are occultists and they know the symptoms, they know the signs, they can reverse it. But here's the thing. You can do the legal way. Sue them for slander, defamation of character. The more information, the better. Somebody brings something to you. Number one, you know your craft. You know what you're doing. You're willing yourself to do the work, no matter how much adversarial impact is getting in your way or being brought forth. You're daring yourself to go forth with it, no matter what. No matter what, you continue going. And you're keeping silent about what you're doing, how you're doing it. You're continuing on what you do, putting forth the knowledge of the occult, putting forth that lesson. You see, there's an old proverb. There's a couple of them, actually. Number one, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Number two, a man who does not learn from history is doomed to repeat it. And my all-time favorite, give a man a fish, feeds him for a day. Teach a man how to fish, feeds him for life. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? I'm the latter. I'm going to teach you the history, the mythology, the arts, and the practices. I'm going to walk you through everything. If that makes me the bad guy, guess what? I just fulfilled the witch's creed, the witch's oath, the witch's pyramid, even. Because all the witch's pyramid is a inverted or inverted pentagram folded up into a pyramid. You take that base and you bring up those star points, and it makes a pentagram. The pentagram becomes the pyramid. They're one and the same. Okay, you don't believe me? Cut out a pentagram and fold it up. See for yourself. Okay, now here we also see another thing. People are going to talk trash about you. They're going to become haters because you don't buy into their bullshit, their lies. They attack and they attack and they attack, and you just sit back and you continue on doing your thing. And that pisses them off more than anything. Okay? Trust me, I know. As a public figure, I've got my own little haters, my own little groupies that hate my guts because of what I do. Does it bother me? Does it hinder me? Absolutely not. Every so often I get somebody that comes to me and goes, "Hey, I got this. This just came across my desk. This came across my laptop. This is from a friend of a friend. So and so is talking trash about you." So what? Let them. Because number one, it says more about them than it does about you. Number two, they defeat themselves. And people see them for who and what they are. Egotists, popularity contest, or I should say popularity contestants, because that's all they are, is contestants to see who's going to be the most popular, the most beneficial sorcerer there is. And that's all it is. So in the end, when it comes down to it, it's a win-win for you. Why? Because number one, they defeat themselves. Number two, people see who they are just because you take what they said and just say, "Oh, so and so is talking trash about me." Well, here's proof of my engagement with this individual. Where did I threaten them? Where did I do this? Where did I do that? But yet it does show that so and so said, "Well, we're done." But then the very next day, oh, here's a messenger shot of, guess what? Guess who's messaging you? Oh, this person in this post, guess what? Apologized up and signing down the other. And 2 hours later, bam, trash talking you. Just trash talking. Okay? You see, this is what social media has become. And this is why it's so important. This is why it's so important to know what you do. Know yourself. Know your craft. Know who you are and what you're about. Stick to the witch's creed, the witch's oath, the witch's pyramid, and just continue on doing what you do in your own little corner. If people like what you do, they're going to share your material and to other people, to other things. I can't tell you how many times I personally had somebody go, "Well, out of all of the admin in this group, you're my favorite." Or the fact that out of all the showmen on YouTube, you're my favorite because you actually share actual facts, actual knowledge, things that will benefit me as a practitioner. Okay. I've had people look at my prices. Okay. $75 for a consultation or an apprenticeship. Okay. Guess what? That's one payment for an entire month of just $75. Just one payment. Everybody else is charging like $200, $300, $400, $500. To me, I don't care about money. You're just paying me for my time to share what I know with you, to put you on your path. That's it. I spend an hour with you once a week. Lead you to the ideals of the path that you've chosen, from the root workings that you've chosen, that you're interested in. Share with you the material, share with you the links, the work. I've had clients come to me and say, your student not only is teaching me what you teach her, but guess what? In just 1 month, I've seen how much she's grown or that he's grown. You see, this is teaching somebody how to fish. You're feeding them for life. It's not about ego. It's not about popularity. You take what you've learned, your personalized experiences. You take the references that you learned by and you pass them on. You pass them on to the next generation. The Witch's Creed is that standpoint, that pivotal moment, that one little creed to know, to dare, to will, to keep silent, and to go forth. 5 little keys, little tenets. This sets you up for life. Why? Because you can take it and you can apply it to every aspect, from your job to your family life, even as a sorcerer or a sorceress, a witch or a warlock, a mage or a sage. Doesn't matter if you're a hexa, a strega, or an agi, an ag. I'm not really sure how you pronounce that last one though. It's AJ. It's AJE. That's how you pronounce it, and it's actually African. So just to let you know, they got a lot of weird spellings down that way in Africa. I learned that when I was studying Voodoo. Even in Haitian Voodoo, they have some weird names, but they know their stuff. That's all that matters when it comes down to Voodoo, Hoodooism, Pedo Mayumbi, Quimbanda, Ambanda. They know their stuff and they know their practices. I am sure there's a few out there that have literally become scam artists. But hey, shit happens, right? You gotta do what's in your best nature to do. You either go with the herd conformity, the most popular, or you listen to your instincts and you go with what works. Why buy into lies and bullshit? This is why I tell my apprentices all the time, don't do it for me. Do it for yourself. Learn for yourself. Not because I told you to. I just showed you the door. You're the one that walked through it. Plain and simple. And that's what it's about. Have a good day.